It's a different perspective because
The story that you told me about, before you came on as a prosecutor, of being sick to your stomach because you couldn't defend the guy who beat up his wife.
right.
And you called up Jerry and you said, I
That
can't
is
do
a
this.
signature story of mine because I've never.
Tell it to the audience real quick, just real quick.
Okay, so I was working at Castell and Bonner as a law clerk because I was studying for the bar, and then I became a lawyer, and they sent me over to do a protection from abuse case, and we were defending the guy
That
and
abused the
allegedly
woman.
abused his
Right.
wife, and it was in front of Judge Anderson. Across the way was this woman who her face was battered, and she was holding this infant, and Wise Options was around her, and victims advocates, and it seemed to me in my mind there was this bright gold light shining on them, and I just had this solid, clear feeling I was in the wrong place. It was so bad that I went back across the street and sat at my desk and closed the door, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. And I had worked really hard. I mean,
Mhm.
I worked full time in law school. I
So you called Jerry.
called Jerry and I said, I don't think I can do this. And I went home and I said to him, I can't do this. There's no way. I can't do it. I don't know what I'm going to do. And he's like, well, you work so hard. I mean, what are you going to do? Just give it up? And I was like, I'm sorry, I just can't do it. So I went back to work the next morning, just heart sick. And the phone rang, like right away in the morning. And it was one of the ADAs saying, hey, like 2 years ago, you put in your resume. Because before I moved to Pennsylvania, I put my resume in to lots of law firms and the DA's office. He said, you put your resume in a couple years ago, or we were wondering if you were still interested in the job. And I said, yes. Oh, good. When can you come over for an interview? Now. So I walked across the street, talked to the DA, he hired me, came back and told them I'm going to go work in the DA's office. And it was like, it fit me like a glove. It fit me like a glove. Advocating for victims of crime, to me, was my life's work.